So this is the PGYTECH cage for the DJI Action 4, and it's a nice cage, right? You can see it. I had this and used it for about a month until I switched to the small rig. And here's the top portion of it. Here's your shutter button if you need it. Here is your cold shoe mount if you need to put a mic on, and then this part right here comes right open, and you can slide your action cam right in, close, and now you're good to go. You can still reach the power button on this side. You still have the USB-C access right here. And just so you know, it does turn on when you hit that button, right? So that button does work very well. And then here is your bottom portion, right? So you still have access to that magnetic plate. So if you're using something like this, like any kind of adapter, it'll just magnetically connect really quick there. Same with it on this side. So it works great. And then this side, right? Obviously this comes down and you can get your battery out from there. If you need to, you just pop it open and your battery comes right out. So this is a overall good cage. The only thing I didn't like about it was you can't connect the DJI receivers, right? If you're using a DJI mic, you need to put the receiver on here because you want to vlog with it, or you want the audio to be straight onto it without having to do anything extra. You can't do that. You'd have to get some type of dongle to hook it up and then have the receiver up here on your cold shoe mount. And this is the cage by Small Rig. As you can see, it's pretty much the same. It's a cage, right? But there are some slight differences, right? So first, we're gonna look at the top, right? This area is open for you to hit that button if you wanna use the shutter to start a video or take a photo, or you can use it as a power button quick if you wanna turn your camera on and have it just start videos. Here is your cold shoe mount if you need it. So then you just push this, open it up, and now you can just slide it right in that way. It is a little more difficult to open up, in my opinion, than the PGYTECH one, but it's not a big deal because you'll probably leave it in this cage most of the time, right? So here it is from the top. You can easily just click this, right? And it turns right on, right? And then that's your hot shoe mount. And like I said, that's that button right there to pull it in and out. And then we're gonna jump to this side. Here's another area, right? Same thing, magnetic connects, right? If you do it the right way. And there you go. And now you have vertical content if you need it, right? Because the Action 4 doesn't actually have that on the side, because this is where your battery's at. So you can easily just hold this button, right? And I do say these buttons stick more than the PGYTECH ones, but this, you know, opens up right here if you need to, and you can get your battery out. And then here's the bottom. Here's a big difference between the two is this is actually a magnetic bottom and has this soft spot, has the 1/4" screw, versus the PGYTECH one doesn't have that, and it just uses the bottom of the camera. So you kind of get more coverage with the Small Rig one, right? And it's connected right there. And then to me, the big difference was this side right here, open, right? So if you're using the DJI mics like me, you can hook the receiver right in and just have it come out this back part. So the PGYTECH one right here, you have that metal bar, versus right here on the Small Rig one, you don't. So the receiver actually sticks out the back, right? Comes this way and sticks out the back. So you can actually just plug it in and the audio goes straight onto the video, versus this one, like I said, you can't do that, right? You can see that right there where my finger is and see the difference. So you would have to get a dongle if you're using the other one. So, you know, you pay $40 for a cage and then you got to buy a dongle and buy something else and something else, versus this. If you just pay the same price for this cage, and then you can just plug it right up here, you know, and it just sticks out and goes out the back. You don't have to worry about getting a dongle and hook it up to your hot shoe. But if obviously if you're using a different mic, this will work for you. This is very specific to the DJI mics, but since I use them, that's why I decided to go with this cage. So you can see the differences. Here's the top, right? Here's that button. This one doesn't have it. We'll jump to the sides, right? There's not too much of a difference on the sides where you're going vertically, except the smaller one has those pads right there. They both have the same thread screw size, but the bottoms are the big difference too, right? This one doesn't have that extra layer of protection. This one has that extra layer of protection, those little pads there, and it's got the screw if you need it. And you can see the differences if I turn these right. This one, obviously the DJI receiver can go in there. This one, it can't. So if you're me and you use a DJI mic, it's a big deal, right? So make sure you go and buy this if you're using the DJI mics and you plan to vlog or do anything like that. I would definitely go Small Rig over the PGYTECH solely based on that, right? Because otherwise they're essentially the same. You can use them for all the same features and all of that. This one is a little bigger. It's like built a little more sturdy, in my opinion. Feels less cheap than this one, but you can't go wrong either way. They're both about the same price. I think they're both $40 USD. So pick which one you're gonna get, but in my opinion, this one wins just based off that DJI mic.